General Manager Will Dawkins is cooking like Gordon Ramsay's day, acquiring 2 first-round picks, a first-round pick swap, a second-round pick, a young prospect in AJ Johnson, and a lot of veteran mentorship. Come on, let Will Dawkins cook. We're going to talk about it next on Locked On Wizards.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Watch out now. Your favorite podcast now has a newsletter. Introducing the Locked On Wizards Daily Newsletter, one-stop shop for the ultimate team and league coverage, delivered right to your inbox. Sign up for free now at LockedOnDaily.com. That's LockedOnDaily.com and start your day with the all-new free Locked On Wizards newsletter. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use promo code Locked On NBA for $20 off your first purchase. Like I said, big day for the Washington Wizards, man. Big day for the Washington Wizards. This is, in my opinion, I think we all share this opinion. This was the best trade deadline we've probably all seen, man. I mean, like I said, we're going to talk about it. We're going to look at each deal and kind of break it down. We're all going to give our trade and then what we liked or disliked about it. But like I said, overall, a great trade deadline, man. All right, so let's start with the first trade. The Milwaukee Bucks trade Chris Middleton to the Wizards for Kyle Kuzma. So we're going to break down the dynamics of the trade real quick. Now, looking at it from the Wizards' perspective, they acquired Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, and then a 2028 first-round pick swap. And this was actually a 3-team trade. Kyle Kuzma, Patrick Baldwin Jr., Jericho Sims, and the 2025 second-round pick for Washington goes to Milwaukee. And going to the Knicks, DeLon Wright and cash considerations. So I'm gonna start with you, KJose. What do you grade this trade, man? And what did you like or dislike from this move?
I actually grade that deal with a B. Probably the reason why, because of course you would have liked to get more for Kyle Kuzma, but then at the reality, I mean, I don't think his value was really that high. What I did like about it, I mean, AJ Johnson, I mean, he was a guy that I was high on in the draft. Kid is a leaper. I mean, I was looking at some of the dunks he was doing. I said, oh man, this kid here, man, he got some hops, and he has potential to actually be, I think, a 3-level scorer. I know him and Jalen Green, they're like real tight. I think they like consider themselves brothers. I just hope he doesn't have the same choice of women like Jalen Green does, but maybe that's the reason why Marcus Smart is here, to keep that type of activity away from him. But at the end of the day, man, I actually, like the trade. I'm just glad that we just don't even have to deal with Kuzma and his backhanded compliments that he's making in the media.
I agree 100%. So before I move on to DJ, I was so excited about doing this show tonight, man, that totally forgot about my intros, man. So again, you gotta be Scott, but my guy KJose, man, from the State of the Wizards podcast, and my guy DJ from the Chocolate City Hoops podcast joining us tonight, man. So like I said, I was excited, so I totally skipped the introduction, man. So my bad on that front. So DJ, what do you grade this trade, and what were the pros and cons with this move?
Man, honestly, I'm just giving it an A. I got to give it an A because – oh, there it is. Am I losing y'all? No. And look, I give this an A because ultimately Kuzma didn't want to be here no more. And if you could ship him out for anything at this point, we're good to go. So, I mean, that to me, that's all the pro in the world. I wouldn't even honestly even give this a con at all because, right, you're getting a good veteran in Chris Middleton, right? You're getting a young piece in AJ Johnson, right? Somebody who can come in and help mentor AJ Johnson, somebody that can come in and get some minutes quickly because he was pretty much behind the bench over at Milwaukee. So, I mean, I give it an A, right? We could sit here and play what if about allegedly last year, but hey, look, last year was last year. This year, he made it clear he wanted to be out. So, the front office gave him exactly what he wished for, and my boy KJose gave him a personal ride to the airport.
Hey, man, I gave him a gift bag with some granola bars, man, for the trip. So, I mean, looking at this move, I'm gonna give it a B, and the reason for that is, yeah, we did get rid of Kyle Kuzma. I mean, you could argue, yes, we waited too late, but I'm not gonna knock him for that because I'm celebrating today. So we know what it is. We waited too late to really capitalize on Kyle Kuzma, but we were able to get a decent deal. And kind of breaking it down, I mean, Chris Middleton, I think he's a good veteran piece. Good mentor for the young guys, especially Bilal. Now, you're not getting your prime Chris Middleton, and you look at the fact he makes $31 million this year, and he has a player option for $33.5 next year. I mean, they said they were going to try to shop him today, but then a report came out and said that they're going to keep him. And I think it's a wise move. I mean, can you flip him in the offseason? Probably. You can probably try to flip him in the offseason, but then if he stays, we're not doing anything next year. So the contract's not going to hold us down long term. And if I'm Chris Middleton, turning 33 next year, he's definitely going to enact that play option. So, like I said, we're not making any major noise next year. So I have no problem with him sticking around because I think, I mean, look at his body of work in Milwaukee. Not only that, I mean, if you look at the standpoint that he's a former G leaguer, he gets to be a guy who can have to be that storyline guy that, because I mean, look at what the Wizards do, have done with the Capital City Go-Go and really developing these guys, man. So he's the story of a guy who's gone through, from the G League and has found great success being an all-star at the NBA level. So Chris Middleton, not a bad move because, I mean, I made it known that he was a guy that I definitely wanted us to target, man, because I knew that there was a chance that we could get first-round draft compensation. Now, AJ Johnson, watch out for this kid, man. Watch out for him. He can ball, man. He can ball at a high level. He's got ups. He can shoot from three. He can defend. He's 6'4", 6'5". He's a combo guard. But Milwaukee was working him out as a point guard, and he's been compared to Jordan Poole. So I'm just saying, keep your eye on this kid, man. The biggest thing for me, where it gets a B, pick swap. I mean, like I said, this is before we got the first round pick. So at first I'm like, pick swap, it's not the best situation, but it's better than nothing. We can use this leverage. So I'm going to roll with a B on that because I feel like it's a good move. Chris Middleton is not going to hold us down long term. You get AJ Johnson, man, and then the pick swap is the reason why it's not a B+ or an A-, in my opinion, because it's not a hardcore first round pick. I mean, you're really banking on the success or the lack of success of another team, and it's not even favorable to us. But like I said, I'm not tripping because it does give us leverage. You take all you can get, man, because as we're going to talk about in a little bit, it did get better when it comes to draft picks. So, all right, we're going to move on, y'all. I said a B. All right, so we're going to move on to Jonas Valanciunas. The Sacramento Kings acquired Jonas Valanciunas from the Washington Wizards, and this was a kind of under the radar move. Jonas Valanciunas goes to Sacramento. The Wizards get CD Sakako, Sissoko, yeah, man, and 2 future second round picks. So, I'm gonna start with DeeJay real quick, man. What do you? All right,
man.
Right.
Okay, man. Go ahead. What was the question?
Yeah.
My bad.
What do you grade this trade in? Do you like it, or what are the pros and cons, man?
Didn't we get a few seconds from that one as well?
Yeah, 2 second round picks.
Yeah, I mean, for that one, it's just right. I don't think I don't think he's gonna be on the main roster. I think he'll probably end up being on the 2-way. But anytime you can get extra picks, I mean, that's this regime is definitely from that OKC tree because it's just stockpiling picks, We gave away like 4 seconds, got 2 seconds back. Like we're just wheeling and dealing second round picks. Especially when we get into some of the other trades, right? Where we talk about we gave, some away for a first round. So look, this trade, right? We already knew what Jonas was, JV when he first came into the door. We knew what that deal meant. It was automatic trade bait. Even he said it, right? He didn't think he was going to be here for a while. So honestly, the trade, it's a win. I give it a solid like B+ just because you knew what it was and we got picks from it. And, you got another young prospect probably going to be put on the 2-way. That's a win-win, especially for us.
Oh, absolutely. And before I move on to KJose, news with that is they did waive, man, I'm going to get this name right, I promise you. Mr.
Man name was so bad, he got kicked off.
Oh, taking his name out there, man. Man, y'all know what I'm talking about, man.
Sissoko.
There you go.
CD Sissoko.
There you go. So, they're gonna waive him. But the deal with that is this, man. With that move, with him being waived, that opens up Justin Shimpney getting that NBA standard contract. And I think that is a good move, man, because look, he's proven that he has earned that contract. So I definitely want to see JC stick around, for the long term, because look, when he's on the floor, he produces. He's another go-go guy where they developed him and they got him ready to play at the highest level. So that's one thing I want to throw in there. So back at you, KJose, man. What do you grade the trade, and what are the pros and cons?
I'm kind of like with DeeJay. I kind of give it a B as well. I'll be honest. I kind of a small part of me kind of hated to see Jonas Valanciunas go, but he was a professional, and he understood the assignment. He knew exactly why he was here. We did him a solid, sent him out there to Sacramento so he'd get a chance to play meaningful games. Yeah. We got second round picks. I'm not going to butcher homeboy's name, but I think they did waive him. I don't know if they're going to bring him back for a two-way. I'm not too sure, but it was just a solid move. That's how the way I look at it. We got draft capital in return. I can't really complain about it.
I mean, look, I like Sissoko, man. See, I got it. See, I'm saying progress. Sissoko, I think, is an intriguing prospect, man, because, I mean, look at the size. 6'6". He can play forward, and he's very raw. That's the thing. He's very raw, but we're in a rebuild, so they could, he's got 1 year left after this year, but they could extend him, kind of do the Tristan Vucevic rule. I think they definitely bring him back as a two-way because, I mean, he's a very intriguing prospect. I mean, very small sample size. He didn't get many minutes. He's with San Antonio for a cup of coffee, then in Chicago for a candy bar, man, and then he was sitting on his way to Washington, man. But he's got, look, we're still in the evaluation stage. Mm-hmm. The draft picks are obvious, but these diamonds in the rough, these Justin Champagnes, these CD Sissokos, man. These are the guys that, you have to capitalize on, especially if the name of the game is, since I see you smiling, see if you prioritize development, you know what I mean? So I think it's a good move. I think he could definitely play. I definitely encourage people to watch his, look at his scouting report and look at his G League highlights, man, because I did before the show. Look, he can play. He can play. He can defend, and his wingspan, he has all the intangibles. The biggest thing is he's very raw. He's going to have to be developed. But look, that's the thing. Prospects and draft picks. That is what we're looking to do. That is the OKC model, and that's what Will Dawkins is trying to do. And look, he did a good job acquiring a young guy who, look, there's no connection. If he doesn't pan out, it's not a long-term connection. But if he does pan out, that makes you look really, really good when you're trying to tell the fan base and the rest of the NBA that we're trying to prioritize development, that we have all the right pieces in place for development. So if you're able to hit a diamond in the rough on a guy like this who's a second-round pick, I mean, I think it's a good move. And then kind of look at the rest of it. I mean, we were able to get a couple of second-round picks, but as Will Dawkins showed, those second-round picks are for leverage. Look, man, like I said, we're going to talk about it, but he used those second-round picks, and he capitalized, man. He utilized them to the greatest degree. So, like I said, I finally got his name right, man. Definitely appreciate everybody rocking with your boy.
Can we let's talk about something just real quick, right? Like,
hey, what's up?
Can we just talk about how Will Dawkins, right? It's a two-way street, right? Where you have to be able to identify the talent and then develop the talent. And if there's one thing that we've seen from Will Dawkins in this front office, right? I mean, think about Tristan, right? Like, when's the last time we've had a second-round pick that's actually done anything here, right? Exactly. And then so it builds that trust where now you see, CD Sissoko, right? And you're just like, oh, okay, right? I don't really know much about the kid, but you see the intangibles. You start to see, okay, this is what, Will Dawkins in that front office, right? They have a type of what they like. And like you said, it's a diamond in the rough. And what do we have? We have one of the best, supposed developmental coaches in the league, right? So you find the talent, and now you got somebody to help develop the talent. So let's just see what the kid does.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Like I said, development is the name of the game here. So see what he can do. Put that investment into the kid, man. Definitely. He has invested himself, put the work in, obviously. But like I said, we have nothing but time to develop this young talent. So like I said, where do I grade it real quick before we move on to ad break, man? I'm going to grade it. I mean, it's tough because a B- because, I mean, I'll say this. I felt like we could have did better. I do like the move, but Jonas Valanciunas with that contract, that is a very team-friendly contract. So we didn't necessarily need to move JV. But we all know that when he signed, the MO was to trade him at some point. So I felt like they could have did better. But
I'm actually shocked he didn't go to LA.
Yeah, very shocked, man. But then I'm not mad at Mark Williams. Like I said, it's a totally different subject, but I think Mark Williams is a good pickup for the Lakers, man. I did expect Jonas Valanciunas, but Mark Williams, I think, really fits what they're trying to do. But like I said, I feel like they could have got a better deal, but I'll take it because, like I said, those second-round picks can be used as leverage. So I'm going to grade it a B- just for the fact that I feel like they could do better, but it's still a good deal. And it leads into a couple of really good deals. So we're going to talk about Reggie Jackson and Marcus Smart coming to the 202. But before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by Robinhood. With Robinhood Gold, you can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions. The privileges of the very privileged are no longer exclusive. That easy. With Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%. Plus, you also get 4% APY on your cash and non-retirement accounts. That's over 8 times the national savings average. The perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive your 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Now, look, investing involves risk. Rate subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. You must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Over 8 times the national average savings account interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November 18th, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC. All right, fellas, let's get back into it. So for the third trade of today, because like I said, my man Will Dawkins was cooking, man. He was active today. For the third trade of today, the Washington Wizards trade for veteran guard Reggie Jackson. And looking at the framework of this trade, not bad. Now, the Wizards did receive Reggie Jackson, who was later waived. But the hallmark of this deal is the 2026 first-round pick. Let me repeat that. A 2026 first-round pick. And all we gave up was Jared Butler. I did love me some Jared Butler, but a 2027 second-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick, and 2 second-round picks in 2030. I ain't tripping. So, real quick, KJose, man, good move. Where do you grade it, and what are the pros and cons with this deal?
Oh, man, I gave that one an A, man. I like that one. I'm not really worried too much about Jared Butler. He was in our farm system, so I did like what he brought, but I think that 2026 pick, I think it's a pick swap, if I'm correct. I could be wrong, but I look at it this way. Will Dawkins is definitely looking at whoever the hell he's looking at next year. And he wants more opportunities to swing at back, because at some point he's looking at, I'm going to hit a grand slam. So I like the fact that he thought about getting another pick next year, depending on if he says, you know what, I don't have a problem with that first round pick conveying to the New York Knicks, because at least I know I have another opportunity with a pick. And who's to say that we would stay where that other pick is going to be? Will Dawkins shows that he doesn't settle, so he could possibly use that pick and maybe a player and move up to get whoever it is he wants. So, oh man, this is when he was really starting to cook. So I actually love this trade.
What do you think of DeeJay?
Oh man, it's an A+. Look, we already talked about Will Dawkins playing with house money, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when have you ever seen second round picks be wheeled and dealed like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you're stockpiling these second round picks. Normally, you wouldn't think much of them, but then all of a sudden you turn that into, a first round pick for 2026. That's what it was. So, like, I mean, and the one thing about Will Dawkins in his like press conference maybe a few years ago when he first got here, he was basically saying, like, look, he does a really good job of looking at talent way down the road. I mean, we're talking about kids in middle school. So you best believe he's already got a list of prospects on his radar about where he projects the team will be. If they have a surprise, cool, but he pretty much knows, like, hey, like, we're probably going to fall within this range, and here's who we like. He already knows that well ahead of some of these other GMs. So, I mean, hey, like I said, house money, man. I give it an A+. Anytime you can get a first round pick, man. So this is like what OKC felt. You know what I'm saying? Like, OKC knew they had all these first round picks like every single year. Now we starting to get a little taste of this, man. I like it.
Oh, I love it, man. A+, yeah, I could give him an A. And the reason for that, Reggie Jackson, we knew he was going to be waived. I mean, he wasn't going to want to wear a Wizards uniform. But the hallmark of the trade is the 2026 NBA first round draft pick. Because look, that's a loaded draft. 2025 and 2026 is loaded with talent, man. And even if it's a late round pick, all right, look, where we get Keyshawn George? 24th, right? AJ Johnson, 23rd. So I'm trying to tell you, we have a front office who knows how to find those diamonds in the rough in the later stages of the first round. This ain't Thomas Shepard no more. This is not Ernie Grunfeld no more. They know how to evaluate talent. They know how to scout talent. They know how to not only hit in the lottery, which should be automatic, really, but they know how to hit in the later stages of the first round and in the second round, because look, Tristan Vucevic can play, man. And when you get back to CD Sissoko, look, I'm on it, man. He is a second round pick. So, Sissoko and Vucevic are two guys where, I mean, when's the last time we had a second round pick that showed up? They're all milk cartons. I mean, I don't know where that is. One's in Spain, one's in Siberia. I mean, one's in who knows where. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we have two guys who were picked up in the second round who look like they could be key contributors. Now, both of them do need work. Let's be real. Vucevic, 7-footer, he can rim attack, he can shoot, but he does need work. He needs playing time, because the last game that we won, he looked a little raw, and it shows you that he hasn't been getting that playing time. So he definitely needs to get that playing time, get that confidence up. But I'm a big believer in Vucevic, and like I said, Sissoko, man, the intangibles, they say for himself, man. He's 6'6", I believe he has what, a 7'1" wingspan. I mean, he's very, very raw, and he's a piece of clay. You just got to need to mold him into the system, man. He can defend, and the offense is very raw. But look, we know how it is to have prospects who need to build up the offense, man. So we have everything in place to really develop these guys, man. And I say it all the time: revamp scouting department, developmental coaching staff. This front office is analytical, yes, but he also prioritized not only analytics, but really getting into the scouting. Really sitting the guy there, and because here's the thing, it goes back to baseball, where there's that argument between the numbers and actually people go out there and just knowing the game. Look, they look at every avenue at a young player, and this is a question again that I asked Will Dawkins down at media day before the season, man. I said, look, when you look at evaluating prospects, are you looking at what he can provide now or what he can provide down the road? They're looking at what he could be down the road. They're not focused on what kind of player he is coming in. What can we mold, and how can we mold them? How can we mold them into fit the system? Because the fact is, BK wants to implement a defensive system. We don't have many defenders right now. I mean, it changed after the deadline, but before the deadline, we didn't have many defenders. You had Bilal, you had Alex Sarr, Jordan Poole definitely got better on defense, but outside of that, I mean, Keyshawn George and Bub, they definitely show a lot of energy on the defensive end, and Tristan Vucevic is showing a little bit here and there, but overall, man, not a good defensive team. We haven't been a good defensive team in many years, let me tell you. So we're heading in the right direction. So let's get into the last move of the night real quick, guys. And the last deal of the night was the Wizards add Marcus Smart in a multi-team deal with the Memphis Grizzlies. So the Washington Wizards did get not only a 2025 first-round pick via the Grizzlies, a 2028 second-round pick via the Sacramento Kings, and a prospect in Kobe Jones, another guy who has intangibles that I like in the guard and forward position. Center Alex Len, a former Wizard, and Marcus Smart. So the Grizzlies got Marvin Bagley III and 2 future second-round picks, and the Kings got Jake LaRavia. See, I got that. So real quick, I'm going to start with the DeeJay. What do you grade this move, and what do you love about this trade?
I mean, this was my favorite one of the entire night. I mean, again, one, you get a first-round pick for this year. I don't care if it's low. I don't care what it is. You get a first-round pick this year. You could use that, and we already know Will Dawkins can wheel and deal them second-round picks, so you could use a first-round pick for this year, a couple second-round picks, and hop right back up into the top 15, maybe top 20, whatever it is. Because, I mean, you got 17 of them things. So, all right. And then what's underrated to me is Marcus Smart. We talk about back in them 2017 playoffs, I think it was. You know what I'm saying? It was them Boston Celtics with IT and on our side, the Death Row crew. Man, you hated him when he was on the Celtics, but you still had that respect because you knew, man, he was a dog. And you talking about that defensive mentality. You put that type of person around Bub, around Carrington, who are already kind of, budding in that that type of character. Oh man, I can't wait to see him on the floor with them. I mean, he ain't what he used to be, but that mindset don't go away. That dog mentality don't go away.
I agree 100%. What do you think, KJose?
Oh man, this one here, I give it an A+. This is when I said, oh man, this dude is really cooking. With this one. So, like what DeeJay said, I remember Marcus Smart being on those Celtics teams, the whole Death Row beat thing, saying that. Yeah, I didn't like him, but one thing I can say is he's not a chump. So that's one thing and I didn't realize how young he is. I mean, he's getting ready to turn. I was like, damn, I thought he was a little bit older than that. But he's going to definitely make sure that all of the silliness in the locker room doesn't happen. To get a first-round pick for this year's draft, and this was something that I said to Deacon. I was like, you know what, man? I said, I would love to get another first-round pick. Well, Will Dawkins went out there and got another first-round pick. So, with this draft, man, I mean, by the way, you forgot Johnny Davis was also in this deal too, and he's gone to Memphis.
That's right.
I don't have to talk about him anymore. Well, I never was talking about him in the first place. But yeah, man, I'm just excited with this one. This is when I was like, oh yeah, we really cooking. So Here's what happened, man. Will Dawkins said, KJose, do me a favor. If you drive bulletproof down to the airport, I promise you I got another pick just for you. I got another trade in the works if you do me the solid. And he did exactly, boy. That man's a man of his word, KJose. He ain't got you another first-round pick. Oh, man, he got me another first-round pick, and he got rid of Johnny Davis. Oh, man. I said, man, hey, the next person you get rid of, I'm gonna definitely take them to the airport. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy with this deal. This one here is when I said, oh, this is when you knew, right? For anybody who was down Will Dawkins, this is when you knew, when you learned that the peanut gallery that we was dealing with in the past was over.
I agree 100%. Put some respect on his name. Will Dawkins has shown that he's not Ernie Grunfeld. He's not Tommy Shepard. And look at this deal. I give it an A+, because you hit every box, man. I mean, you capitalized on Marvin Bagley III. You were able to bring the value up of Marvin Bagley III. Let's be real. He found a good situation here in DC. And with him being an inspiring contract, we knew that the writing was on the wall with him. Johnny Davis did not live up to being a 10th overall pick. There's people that are upset that people are throwing shade at Johnny Davis. Like, did you see where he was drafted? Like, I mean, what are you expecting, man? Let's be real. The writing was on the wall. He was not going to be here long term. So they checked all the boxes, man, because you got, again, another first-round pick, 2025 first-round pick. Now, it is contingent on the Memphis Grizzlies making the playoffs. So we have to root for the Grizzlies to get that pick, man, but I think there's going to be no problem because they got a nice squad, man.
They making the playoffs, man. They're going to be all right, man. They in contention.
I think right now, I'm looking at it right now, that pick is sitting at number 27. I mean, we getting that. So I don't think we got to worry about that at all.
Oh, yeah. But to me, the big, Marcus Smart is definitely going to be that mentor that he brings toughness, man. Just don't teach him how to, flop, man. I'm just saying, like, I love me some Marcus Smart, man, but he's got a tall tape with flopping, man, but he brings a hard-nosed mentality. So, but to me, the part I like outside the first round pick and 2028 second round pick is Kobe Jones, man. Just like AJ Johnson, he's a very intriguing prospect. And that's what I'm saying, man. We were able to add first round picks and 3 prospects in Sissoko, and, like I said, Kobe Jones and AJ Johnson. All 3 of these guys are very raw, but they have high ceilings, especially AJ Johnson. Look at Kobe Jones. He can ball. He can play, man. He just needs to be developed. He just needs that. I can see all 3 to a certain degree being the go-go to start out the second half. Now, you could argue maybe they give some time to AJ Johnson, but look, put Sissoko in with the go-go, and the same thing with Kobe Jones. Give them starter minutes down there and let them just sit there and develop. There's no rush, man. Right now it's development. They don't need to play. Send them down to go-go and let them get starters minutes, and we are. So to me, it is an A+. So, all right, fellas, we're going to get in the comments, man. There's some interesting comments, man. But before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by Gametime. Looking for tickets to your next big event, whether it's a concert, a comedy show, or a sports game, finding the right ticket at the right price can be a headache. But with Gametime Picks, it's never been easier. Let me tell you how it works. With Gametime Picks, the app does all the hard work for you. It's that easy. It creates the best deals, so you don't have to waste time searching through endless ticket listings. Like I said, I go to games all the time. I'm going to the Nats, the O's, the Commanders, the Wizards. But last year I went to my first concert, which was 50 Cent and Busta Rhymes. Lord have mercy. For all you hip-hop heads, you have no idea how it is to go through the full catalog of Busta Rhymes. But look, do yourself a favor, guys. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. And again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, gentlemen, let's get back into this. So we're going to get in the comments, man. And like I said, I appreciate it. We have 147 people in the chat, so definitely appreciate not only you two fine gentlemen, but everybody watching the show to take time out of the day just to rock with us tonight, man. So a lot of interesting comments. And obviously, we can't hit all of them, but we're going to hit the good ones, man. So let's get into it. Luke Feldman says Dawkins came through and cooked on these 3 last 2 deals. Got to give him major props here. These are the kind of deals I'm talking about. Big steps in the right direction with the rebuilding process. Look, I think we all can admit and all say amen. I mean,
hold on for 1 second, Brandon. I got to say something too about another. I meant to say this. Another reason why I like that last trade. So the biggest complaint that a lot of Wizards fans had was, of course, we traded KP, got Tyus Jones, Marcus Smart was in that deal. He went to Memphis, and then we also gave up a first round pick. Will Dawkins, I'm going to use slang here, spin the block. Went got Marcus Smart and went and got that first round pick that everybody was mad about. He completely erased that whole Tyus Jones situation. Like, he literally just spin the block. He must have read what folks were saying about it. He said, "Oh, I got one for you." So that's another reason why I give it an A+.
Well, you know what? He turned the corner. We are officially in a new era. I mean, he got rid of, got rid of all the baggage. And I hate to say this, it's nothing against any player that is not with us anymore, man. But every issue or every asset he needed to move, he moved. And like you said, he righted it wrong with that Marcus Smart situation. Like you said, he read the room, man, and he read the trade market. He knew that, yes, he probably made a mistake with the whole Kyle Kuzma situation, but he rectified all of that because he was able to, again, add 2 first-round picks, a pick swap, a second-round pick. Like I said, all 3 prospects, Sissoko, I like. Like I said, now that I can say his name, I really like the kid, man. I think he can play ball. AJ Johnson's a baller, man. Like I said, Kobe Jones can. So you got 3 guys who, you can mold them and develop them, and they don't pan out, fair enough. But you hold true to that whole, being a developmental team. We're in year 2 of a rebuild, so I'm with you on that, man. Let's see. Jimmy Outside, how you doing tonight? Says Chris Middleton and Marcus Smart are veterans on the bench. Yes, please. And 2 more first rounders the next 2 years and stack drafts. And AJ Johnson. Look, I agree 100%, man. Like I said, AJ Johnson can ball. And like I said, 2 first round picks, a pick swap. I mean, what's not the like, man?
That's what it's all about, too, man. Like at the end of the day, it's about getting those picks. That's it. Those picks, these developmental players. We're not, we're looking for the next 2 to 3 years. Exactly. And trying to build. So that's what this whole entire day is, the greatest trade day for Wizards I've ever seen in a very long time.
Oh yeah. I mean, Will Dawkins right now has a bunch of briskets and that smoker, so we just gotta let that thing do what it do.
Let that slow burn. That 10
minutes. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. You tell we some country boys.
Hey, right?
We some country boys, bro.
I'm just telling you, man. That's how we do over here in Virginia, man. I'm just saying. Look, that's how we do, man. All right, so we got Virginia Slim talking about VA. Virginia Slim says, "Great job, Mr. Dawkins." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Certified Yam Inspector, Daddy Smokes Yams. We were just talking about smoking stuff. He says, "Just read the article B. Legit proud of you, bro. Keep doing your thing." For anybody know, I put some articles up on SI, man. So definitely check that out, man. Yeah.
Oh man, that name, I tell you.
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna leave that there. All right.
All right, so I can't be serious right now.
Yeah, right where you go for that, man. Let's see. Lock the law. With the positive comes the negative. Let me tell you. It says, well, it comes after Ramon. Ramon says, "Would you call it cooking or more like stocking the cabinets?" Like, what do you think, guys? I mean, I definitely think he was cooking. I think he definitely stocked the cabinets. So I ain't look. He's multitasking.
Hey, you basically cooking and you cooking with the ingredients that you've been stocking in them cabinets. And what you do, you just went, you restock them cabinets. That's all he did. So.
Or you can look at it like stock market. I mean, you getting Amazon, you getting Apple, you getting these companies before they really blow away. And I'll be frank. This is Will Dawkins throwing shit at the wall and seeing which one is going to stick. And eventually, something's going to stick. You got plenty of shit that he's throwing at that wall because he literally was turning shit into wine today.
Hey, my brother, you just literally gave the definition of investing.
Hey, it is what it is, man. Let's see. Back to Attack says it's a win just to have that bum Johnny Davis the heck off this team. I mean, you know what? Like, look, I'll say this, man. I feel like he was getting better underneath BK. He had he was, he's a lot faster driving the lane, but he did not live up to the 10th overall pick. So anybody who's really taking it personal, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, 10th overall, when you draft a guy 10th overall, the expectations are he's going to be a key contributor. I mean, we were developing this guy every year he was on the team. It's just it didn't pan out. He showed some promise at the end, but I mean, it is what it is. He did not have a long-term
lies than promise, bro. He showed more lies than promise.
That's it, man. Uptown Dre, what's up, man? He says, "Yo, my brother, solid day." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mike Williams says, "What's up, fellas? What's good?" Also says it was a good day. Absolutely, man. Ben Tate says Dawkins cooked so hard. All right.
Yo.
So, all right. So, y'all, look. All right. Let's see. My guy, no breaks new. My guy, man, says 10 first rounders over 3 years. Gotta love that. Only regret losing Butler and Bagley. It is what it is. But so much upside, I can't complain. Middleton, Smart, the best. Absolutely. Do we cut Brogdon? I think he will be a buyout candidate, but it's not guaranteed. Excited about AJ and Kobe. I'm excited about all 3 of them prospects, man. I think all of them can pan out. Like you said, right now with Sissoko, man, it's not, right now they haven't formally signed him to that 2-way. So he has to clear waivers. So he could be picked up. Now, if your rebuilding team is looking for a prospect to kind of develop, maybe he gets picked up. But I think that the likelihood is we're gonna pick him up and sign him to a two-way because like I said, he's very raw. He has a lot of work to do, but he's got the intangibles, and we have to see what we can do. All right, so let's see. The best in the North says this day started good, but getting the 2025 first-round pick makes this an A+ day.
Absolutely, I agree,
sir.
100.
Igor Lachinkov says fresh new air in DMV, repping Wizards in Hawaii. Good Lord, Hawaii. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's reach right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's some reach.
You ain't lying about that fresh new air. He is absolutely right about that too. That stench is gone.
Luke Feldman says pause, B. Yeah, we've had a lot of pauses this episode, man. Good Lord. Everybody help me with the pronunciation. It's Sissoko, man. So I got it, man. You know, I have to have that one little flaw, but it's all good. Because there, Andre W Killed TV says, man can't say Sissoko. Yeah, you know, like it's all about repetition, brother. It's all about repetition, man. Chris Hudgens, he says you want as many ping pong balls as you can. Can't be the worst team in the NBA to get that pick. So why is everybody going crazy? One of the which is to win. You can want them to lose every game. I mean, look, let's be real. They can lose every single game on the schedule, and they still only have a 14% chance to get the first overall pick. So you have to act accordingly. You have to plan accordingly, man. You can't make it Cooper Faggot bust. Now, if you get the number one overall pick, you don't even walk. You don't. I mean, you run to the podium. But in my opinion, you can't go wrong with Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, or Cooper Flag in the first round or in the top three. Now, once you get in the top five, I'm not trying to put none on us, but I mean, you know, Edgecombe is not bad. I mean, Deneem out of BYU, but I think that our record is going to give us the top three. Like I said, I'm all about history. History repeats itself. Last time the Nationals had a first-round pick and the Wizards had a number one overall pick. That year, we got John Wall and the Nats got Bryce Harper. So I'm just saying, look, I'm just going ahead and speaking in existence, man. We're going to get that number one overall pick. Uptown Dre says, yo, comrade, what happened? Yeah, man, you know what happened, man? I got all my windows up and I hit that back button, and all of a sudden I was out, man. I was like, I gotta get it back up in here, man. So definitely appreciate y'all, man. Let's see. Says you got Middleton at his lowest value, coming off double ankle surgery, but his efficiency numbers are still elite. Look, his defense has taken a slight. He's gone back in his defense, but he's still a good defender. He still has that 3-point shot. You know, but it is what it is. It's not prime Chris Middleton, and it's not a contending team. So it's a match made in heaven, man. I mean, we're not contending, and he ain't trying to contend because he ain't there yet. So
he's literally here to mentor. That's it.
There you go. He's here to mentor. So like I said, the writing's on the wall for that. Virginia Slim, again, says great to see y'all putting this coverage together. Love all three of y'all. I love your content. Appreciate you, man. Like I said, this is definitely the all-star team right here, man. So definitely appreciate you, man. Rock with us tonight. Let's see. Let's find some negative comments, man, because I know there's a lot of positive. I know there's some negatives, man.
I saw some too.
Oh, here we go. Jermaine Reese says, man, Kuzma's value is still high, but he's been hurt. Do this man even know basketball? Kuzma can ball. What he did in DC his time. Oh, good Lord, man. Look, was it Grambly's free, man? Like, so I guess what he's saying is, I don't know, guys. Kind of interpret this for me. I guess we're hating on Bradley Beal and Kyle Kuzma.
Who? Bradley Beal? What we worried about him for?
I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
He's
even Mark Law.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna hold you. If I can't read the sentence, then it ain't insulting to me. I can't be insulted with what I can't read.
That's what I'm saying,
Bradley
brother.
Beal almost got KD traded to that,
man. That's a different topic for a different day. That was weird.
Yeah, it is what it is on that front, man. Let's see. Guru Strong says the goal was to always get a first-round pick for Kuzma. Did that happen? We gave him a contract just to trade for a guy to get the contract off the book sooner. Complete waste of daggone time. And nothing. I mean, like, look, Jermaine Reese, ain't no shade, brother. I'm just saying. I mean, if you don't see why people are tough on Kuz, then, bro, I don't think you've been watching. Like, it's not that he's been productive here. It's that he burned bridges on the way out. Like, you drop 30 points, and then the first thing you say in the interview is, man, I'm just getting mine. I ain't trying to develop nobody. And then don't be that team, and then we end up losing to the Pistons. Or you going back and forth with people, not only him, but his mom on X. I mean, it echoes Bradley Beal, where you fighting with his wife on X about his 2K rating. I mean, I said this before, man. He's a good guy who went out his way to be a bad guy. I mean, he was I liked Kuz, man. I liked his game, but the writing was on the wall, and it is what it is at this point. Wishing well in Milwaukee, man. But like I said, that deal doesn't make Milwaukee on the same level as Boston or Cleveland, in my opinion.
No.
I mean,
if anything, that's going to cost them Giannis. Once Giannis be rebounding, if anything, Giannis rebounding numbers should actually improve when you got bulletproof out there. I mean, shit, he's going to be catching a lot of air balls.
You know,
Yeah,
though, I wonder, I really do wonder, because of everything that you said where he made himself out to be a bad guy, I really do think that was all strategic on his part, right? You don't just do a 180 like that and then all of a sudden, you know, you want to buy in, you decline the Mavs trade personally yourself, right? And then, you know, now all of a sudden you're like the mean guy in the locker room. I do wish him luck, all jokes aside, but we'll see what happens. I'm almost curious to see, because anytime someone gets traded to a team, all of a sudden they act brand new. You know, it was kind of like that James Harden effect where you come in out of shape, right? You look like you're wearing a fat suit. All of a sudden you go and you start balling for another team. So I'd be very curious to watch when he plays his first Milwaukee game with Dame and Giannis, see what happens.
Yeah, same here, man. Like I said, wish him well, man. Did he get in trouble? Did he break the law? No, but it was tone deaf, in my opinion. The comments and the actions just, I don't know, you know, how you want people to react to that. And it is what it is. Every action has a reaction, and he got a reaction. So wish him well. But look, he is now on the opposing. Look, the Bucks coming up within the next week or so. So that's going to be interesting when he comes to Cap One, man. I'm just saying it's going to be interesting to see what kind of what kind of reception he gets, man. It's going to be something else. So let's see. John Piner says thought they released Sissoko. Yeah, they released him. They put him on waivers, and they're just waiting on him to clear. So once he clears waivers, I expect he's going to be a two-way contract. And I think that would be a good move because you retain young prospects. Yeah, raw, but I mean, Bilal was raw. Look at him. Just got his first triple-double. I'm just saying. So, you know, Sarr was raw, but you see him get better every single week. So it's like I said, it's like clay, man. Clay ends up being a pot. You got to mold it. And that is the biggest thing about development and rebuilding, man. The best in the North says I haven't been as excited since John Wall. Good Lord. I mean, we got ways to go, but I get it, man. You know, definitely be excited because we have officially entered a new era in Washington Wizards basketball. You know, like I said, now we are a young team that now it's all about development. It's going to be a youth movement in the second half of the season. So very, very excited, man. Very, very excited. Galdo Beer says new era, new jerseys. I wouldn't mind a rebrand. I'm just saying I would definitely be in favor of a rebrand. I mean, when's the last time they did a rebrand from to the Warrior, right? Because they that was the last rebrand, right? Yeah, it was John Wall. So like I said, new era, new jerseys. I'm with it, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. Drew Rasson says he definitely made up for the Kuzma debacle. I agree. You know, like I said, that was the one chink in the armor, but I think he definitely made up for that, man. The Son of God also says pause, a lot of pausing. AOD says much love, fam. Much love, brother. Appreciate you coming in, man. Andre W. Kill TV says, hey, that comment on the screen is crazy. It was a couple of, man. Like I said, man, the emotions are high, but it is what it is. Try to get through this, guys. So we're going to try to knock out a few more comments, guys, and call it a night. Red Wings 01, appreciate you coming on. It says very successful trade deadline overall. Dawkins deserves a lot of credit. Yeah, give him his flowers. Absolutely. Give him his flowers, man. Will Dawkins did his thing. Look, adults are back in the building. We have a general manager now. Enough with the Tommy Shepard, Ernie Grunford. We have a guy who knows how to develop talent, knows how to find talent. So we are definitely heading in the right direction, man. Let's see. Locked on Law says Kuzma can go fight with Giannis for the ball. He gonna lose that battle, bro. Like he ain't winning that matchup, man. I'm just saying, like, but you know, here's the thing. I'll say this. I will say this real quick before we move on, guys. I do believe he's gonna do well in Milwaukee, and I'll say this because he has two stars who are gonna check him. You have a coach in Doc Rivers who's gonna hold him to a standard. I got my own opinions on Doc Rivers. You know, I feel like, you know, I do think Doc Rivers is overrated, but he's a coach who definitely gets the most out of his guys, man. You know, I do think that his job security is something I would love to have, man, but you know, it is what it is. But you know, you have guys who are going to check him. You know, when he's going to say, hey, Kuz, you may want to stop shooting that shot, man. I'm just saying, like here in DC, you had a first-time head coach in BK where what is he going to tell a veteran? Especially a guy who has a championship ring. You can't tell him nothing. So he's going to do whatever he wants to do. You know what I mean? So you really had nobody here is going to check anybody. You were trying to solidify a standard. And, you know, like I said, he had the green light. He's not going to have that green light in Milwaukee. You best believe. And like I said, it's a good move for Milwaukee, but you're still not going through Boston, man. You're still not going through Cleveland, in my opinion. And you can argue the Knicks is still better. I mean, so, you know, like I said, it's a good move, but is it quite enough? I don't think so. I don't think it's enough, man. Adrian Wilson, not even close. Let's see. Adrian Wilson says, don't sleep on Ace Bailey. Yeah,
if
man.
anybody's sleeping on him, they need to wake up. Do not sleep on that kid, man. To be honest with you, he kind of fits what Will Dawkins likes and young prospects, man. So yeah, Adrian Wilson, you're absolutely right. Don't sleep on him.
Do not sleep on him, man. So we're gonna do one more comment. I definitely appreciate everybody coming in and just taking time out of their day to roll with us tonight. Like I said, we got the all-star team in tonight, man. Definitely want to have you fellas on and chop it up because a lot of people are enthusiastic, and you should be. This was a good trade deadline. We have a legitimate general manager in that office, man. Adults are in the building. Where fans meet sits in Dawkins, we trust. Thomas Shepard, who? I don't even know who Thomas Shepard is, man. I'm just saying. All I know is Will Dawkins. That's my GM. So try to scale back and see, man. Any comments left? I think we got DeeJay back. What's up, brother? Let's see. We're gonna circle back. See any comments? All right. I think one more guy's gonna be last one. Luke Feldman says A+ for Marcus Smart and a 2025 first round pick. Marcus Smart actually feels like we can build up his stock and then flip him as an expiring contract next year. Absolutely. Him and Chris Middleton will be flipped in the offseason, man, because the expiring contracts, those are very, very valuable. A first round pick and a stacked draft. Oh, yeah. 2025, 2026 are stacked, man. So, like I said, guys, definitely appreciate both you gentlemen joining me tonight. Like I said, definitely it's always fun to chop it up with you guys, man. So, like I said, I appreciate everybody taking time out of their night to celebrate or cry, depending on how you like the trade deadline. But I think a lot of us are definitely smiling after this trade deadline. So, real quick, gentlemen, for anybody that doesn't know the State of the Wizards or the Chocolate City Hoops podcast, you must be on the rock. But if you don't know, I'm gonna start with KJose, man. Where can people catch you, man?
You can actually catch us on X at State of the Wizards, and you also can find us on our YouTube channel at State of the Wiz. It'll be me and my main man, DK. So definitely check us out. We got some more content coming out soon.
Where can we find DeeJay?
Yeah, man, y'all can find me at The Real DeeJay on X, Twitter. You can find me at as the host of the Chocolate City Hoops podcast. That's on YouTube. So make sure y'all to go check it out. It's live, it's in studio, and it's always a good time. Check out the last episode that I just did with your boy Brandon Scott here. It's it's a funny one, that's for sure.
Yeah, we had a ball, man. Like I said, it was definitely a fun one, man. So, like I said, when the three of us and when we got DK, man, the four of us, man, we always have a good time. And so I definitely appreciate you gentlemen chopping up with your boy tonight, man. We're definitely going to catch you guys next time. We're definitely going to have you guys obviously back on the show, man. So, like I said, everybody, the Wizards had a very productive trade deadline. So, like I said, the future's bright and look towards the future. Look, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. So we took that first step today. So, all right, everybody. Real quick before we roll, we will be going live tomorrow night following the Wizards and Cavaliers matchup. So definitely looking to see if we can get that 4-game winning streak. And like I said, we'll take anything we can get right now. I'm saying, I believe we're 9-41. So look, you take this momentum, man. But like I said, definitely a new era, new direction, man. So again, appreciate everybody. Hail to the Wizards and peace.